To the East, my brother, to the East. As the conference turns, so does the NBA. And by the way, shout to Grant Williams knocking down threes on a big stage. In the first half, I saw him get going. And before you know it, in the second half, he continued that. I also saw that White's minutes was going to be limited because he was struggling in the first half. He was 0 for 7. Enter Peyton Pritchard, who also played big. Now, here's some math for you, David Jacoby.
I'm listening.
Brown and Tatum combined for 42 points. Pritchard and Williams combined for 41. That was the difference. In Game 7.
And Williams didn't even start hot. Like, Williams did not start hot.
At all. And by the way, the beauty of this year's NBA, now think about it. I believe 4 of the top 5 candidates for MVP are now eliminated from the playoffs. Right? And so what does that mean in a league where you still have LeBron, Steph, Kawhi, KD, who weren't in the MVP conversation for various reasons, whether it's their team record or injury? It shows you that the young stars have officially ascended. And one that I believe that we didn't ignore, but made sure that we paid attention to this time around is Jayson Tatum. Because this ain't his first time in the conference finals. See, when you look at I believe they made it now 4 of the last 5 years.
4 of the last 6, I believe.
Regardless of, yep, and so they've gone through Kyrie at the point, Kemba, Dennis Schroeder, and then they found love in Marcus Smart. Are you old enough to remember when people were saying they should break up Brown and Tatum?
Not on this program.
Okay, never. And I was standing in Boston and I told the Celtics faithful, that would be the dumbest thing they did in the history of their franchise. And this was at a time when people was questioning Ime Udoka, who, by the way, we had on this show, and we made sure to tell you that he was gonna be just fine. He was gonna get this team together to where Grant Williams can lead them in scoring in the Game 7 on their home floor because they took the number 2 seed. Remember when people were looking at the play-in scenario and trying to figure if they were gonna not play against the Nets? How about Jayson Tatum just lifted his team versus KD and Giannis to get them to the conference finals? You see what I'm saying? I appreciate how he's ascended. And this is one of the things I love about this game the most. How he can shoot off both dribbles. He can shoot accurate after dribbling with either hand. Sometimes when a person's gonna pull up, they do a hezzy with their right or do a hezzy with their left and pull up. But he's the kind of guy that'll hit you with a strong left hand dribble, back you up from 3 and knock it. And then go crossover, strong right hand dribble from 3 and knock it. That's a special offensive trait. And so now to see him go against that Heat defense that was swarming in the last couple of series, I'm really excited. So very excited, guess what? I'm in Miami right now.
Oh, yeah, the Celtics, they had a 3:30 game yesterday. They're going right to Miami.
No doubt.
And that Heat defense and Jimmy Butler will be waiting. Jimmy Butler has been on a tear these playoffs. The Heat defense just looked at Trae Young and made him look bad. Looked at James Harden, made him look bad except for one game. This Heat defense is so good. What do you expect to see from them against this Celtics team?
So you hear the term a lot by Bill Belichick. He didn't make it up, kind of like Rasheed Wallace didn't make her ball, don't lie. But making the other team play left-handed. So what does that mean? I'm a lefty, right? It was easier against the Hawks and/or against James Harden because of their styles and how those teams run their offenses. Trae Young was just getting swarmed, and he really didn't have the perimeter support against a defense like that. For James Harden, they started 0-2. They got Embiid back. He played terrific in one game, but his productivity, his aggression, and his enthusiasm wasn't just there. It was not there. The Heat gonna face a different team in this Boston Celtics because everything we say about Heat culture and their toughness and paying attention to detail, That's exactly what the Celtics have been since January 1st. They have the Defensive Player of the Year in Marcus Smart. They brought back Al Horford, who's playing quality minutes for them up front. They've developed their roster. Robert Williams is going to continue to hopefully get healthy and play quality minutes. So this is going to be a terrific series.
And I'm glad you bring up the toughness part and the culture part, because those were two of the things that we criticized the Celtics for last year and the year before and at the beginning of this year, frankly. And those things have changed under the tutelage of Ime Udoka. This is a huge win for the Celtics. And again, another huge matchup in Miami. Jalen, I think I got to fly down there. I got to fly down there for tomorrow.
Yes,
I got to fly down there. I'll be down there tomorrow in Miami. And there's an off day in between the two games, right? I think I'm going to stay down there for game 2, too.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming, sports, and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.